We're in the final stretch of Season 4. Whether you're climbing the ranks or just getting back in, now is the time to lock in what works. This breakdown gives you the exact builds and loadouts I've used to drop high kill games across every mode. With less than 2 weeks left in Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, and Warzone Season 4, it's the perfect time to tighten up your loadouts and finish strong. These are the same loadouts I've used to rack up 40 to 50 eliminations in fast-paced modes, 60 to 70 in rounds like Domination and Hardpoint, and well over 100 in Endurance. This video is split into 2 parts. First, we'll break down multiplayer maps, primaries, lethal tactical pairings, and the perks that matter. Then we'll shift to Warzone and focus on optimizing your builds to stay ahead of the curve and out of the gulag. I'll also highlight a few honorable mentions along the way, so stay locked in. That one sleeper setup might be the edge you've been missing. Let's get into it. Thanks for being here, and if you're tired of sitting through 30 to 50 minute videos just to get 5 minutes of value, hit that subscribe button. I keep it sharp, direct, and worth your time. Let's start with multiplayer. Multiplayer maps generally fall into 2 categories. You're either loading into medium to large maps like Babylon, Fugitive, Blitz, Fringe, and I'll even include Eclipse, or you're getting tight, fast-paced maps like Stakeout Pit, Nuketown, Bullet, and Lifeline. There's also a middle tier of maps that don't fully lean in either direction. Red Card, Grind, Subsonic, and Vorkuta blend large open corridors with close quarter lanes, making them ideal for flexible playstyles and loadout variety. Let's start with the small maps. No surprise here, the LC-10 has emerged as one of the strongest all-around submachine guns in Call of Duty. It's earned a top spot in the multiplayer meta, and for good reason. Originally introduced in earlier titles, then rebalanced for Black Ops 6, the LC-10 delivers a rare mix of range, mobility, and control, while still posting a time to kill that rivals more specialized weapons in close and mid-range fights. With a moderate fire rate and strong bullet velocity, you won't need to lead your shots much, even in mid-range fights. Its damage profile is balanced. You're looking at a 4 to 5 shot kill to the chest, which rewards precision but doesn't punish body shots. It won't outrange assault rifles, but it can absolutely challenge them, especially if they're slow to handle. Mobility-wise, the LC-10 is light, fast, and sharp. If you have access to the LC-10, here's how I recommend setting it up. Start with the Gunfighter wildcard. Unless you're chasing challenges, relying on score streaks, or going heavy on lethals, there's no real reason to use anything else. With Gunfighter equipped, here's the full build. Run a low zoom optic, muzzle brake for accuracy, barrel reinforced for added firepower. Under barrel, if you've unlocked the G grip, use it. If not, the Ranger foregrip works great for balancing accuracy and mobility. Extended mag 2 for sustained fights, ergonomic grip for faster aim down sight speed and better handling, combat stock for even more accuracy and lateral movement, and finally, recoil springs tightens up the recoil pattern just enough to stay aggressive under pressure. Put it all together, and what you've got is an absolute monster. To finish out the loadout, equip the Sigma 2 Bravo launcher. It's your answer to UAVs, helos, and enemy-locked stronghold rooms. For your secondary, go with any melee weapon you like. I personally run the cleaver. Tactical slot goes to the stim shot. It's your second wind, whether you're wounded or caught out. That instant health boost can flip the fight in your favor. For lethal, I always run the Molotov. It's reliable, lingers on impact, and creates a soft kill zone. Even if it doesn't secure the elimination, anyone crossing through is guaranteed to be weakened. Now, don't overlook your field upgrade. This is where smart players separate themselves. Choosing the right one can completely shift your tempo, counter enemy momentum, or lock down an objective. It's not just utility, it's tactical leverage. You've got some flexibility here depending on the map and playstyle. If you're loading into maps like Bullet or Nuketown, where tacticals and lethals are flying non-stop, the answer is simple: trophy system. It intercepts incoming projectiles and protects your push. If the name of the game is speed, like on Lifeline, go with Warcry. It gives your nearby teammates a boost to sprint speed and health regeneration, which can turn a full team push into a game-breaking momentum shift. And don't sleep on Sleeper Agent. It lets lets you show up as a friendly on the enemy radar, perfect for flanking, slipping behind enemy lines, and taking out unsuspecting targets with zero warning. Now let's talk perks. This is where your build gets its personality. Start with Gung Ho. It lets you reload while sprinting, so you never have to slow down during pressure fights. Next, I run Hunter's Instinct. If you're on a streak, this perk highlights secondary and tertiary targets in your vicinity, helping you snap between threats without hesitation. And last, Slipstream. This one replaces your tactical sprint with a passive speed boost. You won't need to trigger it. It's always on. That means you're slightly faster than most players on the map, which adds up quickly in every rotation, every flank, every close quarters duel. These perks aren't just filler, they're momentum tools. They let you push faster, recover quicker, and stay ahead of the curve. So let's review this build. We're running the LC10 as the primary, with a Sigma 2 Bravo launcher and the Cleaver as backup. Supporting gear includes the Stim Shot for instant recovery, the Molotov for area denial, and Warcry to amplify team pushes. Perk stack, Gung Ho to keep your reloads on the move, Hunter's Instinct for target tracking during streaks, and Slipstream for permanent speed advantage. This setup is built for aggressive map control. You can hold lanes, break objectives, or dominate close-range choke points, all while staying one step ahead of the average player. Quick honorable mention, if you don't have access to the LC10, don't worry, the KSV and the C9 are both strong alternatives. My personal pick is the KSV, and you'll kit it almost the same way. This setup mirrors the LC10's performance close enough to stay competitive. It's fast, reliable, and perfect for small maps with high engagement density. Take either of these builds into a tight map and you're gonna put in serious work. So what about the larger maps? The answer is simple. We're going to duplicate the same proven setup, but swap out the submachine gun for an assault rifle. When engagement distances increase, you need something that holds up across longer sight lines without sacrificing control or speed, and by far, the Krig C continues to lead the multiplayer meta on larger maps. It's consistent, stable, and built to win duels at mid and long range. This is the rifle I trust when I need to lock down lanes, challenge power positions, and punish players holding angles. The Krig C in Call of Duty has cemented its place as the most dependable, all-purpose assault rifle in multiplayer. Built on its classic Black Ops lineage, the Krig C delivers laser-straight recoil, a balanced fire rate, and excellent mid-range lethality. It's not flashy, and that's exactly why it dominates. It performs in every scenario, from tight objective play to long-range power holds. At its core, this rifle is about control and consistency. Recoil is minimal and predictable, making it one of the easiest rifles to master, even for less experienced players. That means fast follow-up shots, high accuracy, and no surprises during long-range engagements. To give the Krig C that extra edge, here's how I recommend building it out. Start with a low zoom optic. Remember, you're not clearing tight corners anymore. You're locking down mid to long range fights, so a bit of magnification goes a long way. I recommend the Otero Red Dot or the AccuSpot Ultra Hollow. Both offer clean sight pictures without excess clutter. From there, stack on the following: muzzle brake, reinforced barrel, Ranger foregrip, extended mag 2, ergonomic grip, balanced stock, and finally, recoil springs to lock everything together. Look at the stab boost across the board. It's clean, consistent, and competitive. Keep the rest of your loadout the same and you're ready to run this rifle on any large format map. One standout mention here, and the second honorable mention, the FFAR1. This weapon shreds opponents. It was a go-to for me in earlier Warzone metas, and it still holds up today. If you're gonna run the FFAR1, equip the same attachments we use for the Krig C, just swap the optic based on your preference. Avoid bulky sights like thermals, multi-zooms, or hybrids. They eat up too much screen real estate and make it harder to track players in your peripheral vision. Bottom line, no one should be sleeping on the FFAR1. Let's close out multiplayer with a few final mentions. If you're on one of those in-between maps where you're picking targets at both close and long range, this might be the time to experiment with light machine guns, marksman rifles, or even snipers. Since I've mentioned Warzone a few times, let's dive into the best loadout combinations for Battle Royale. Now we're going to move fast here because your core weapon choices won't change much. What will change is how you build around them. In Warzone, positioning, rotations, and survival matter just as much as raw gun skill. That means your secondary, tactical, and perk selections need to match how you move through each match. There are really two major playstyles here. Option A, you drop in hot, go for early kills, and maybe scoop up a contract or two to snowball into mid-game. Or option B, you play slow, skirt the gas, and methodically rotate into final zone while avoiding unnecessary fights. Both approaches are valid, but they require different tools. So whether you're forcing close-range fights or holding distance, your loadout has to support that choice from the first drop to the last circle. Let's say you're playing for the long game. Start with the Overkill perk card. This lets you carry 2 primary or secondary weapon systems. Your first slot is going to be the Krig C, same as multiplayer but with a few tweaks for Warzone. We're equipping a mid-zoom optic. I used to lean on the AccuSpot Ultra Hollow, but lately I've been favoring the Willix 3X for its clean, circular sight picture. It's just easier on the eyes in extended fights. Add a muzzle brake, the G-Grip under barrel. Use the extended mag 2 for 60-round capacity, then finish it off with either recoil springs for consistency or the 5.56 overpressured rounds if you want to shave down that time to kill just a little more. For your second primary, go with the AMR Mod 4. Before we get into the specs, here's why this rifle matters. The AMR Mod 4 is one of the most dependable sniper rifles in Warzone. It strikes a rare balance between power, precision, and follow-up speed. Built on a semi-automatic platform, it allows you to land consistent shots without sacrificing damage. Unlike bolt actions that punish missed openings, the Mod 4 lets you re-engage fast, making it far more forgiving in high-pressure moments. That said, be warned. A base-level, unmodded Mod 4 kicks hard, recoil is aggressive, and requires control. You'll want to build around that weakness if you plan on staying accurate beyond the first shot. Start with a mid to high zoom optic of your choice. This rifle excels at distance, so don't be afraid to stretch your view. Add the compensator to control that heavy recoil. It makes a huge difference in follow-up accuracy. Skip the barrel attachment and go with the marksman pad instead. Add the extended magazine. You'll want the extra rounds if you're holding an angle or checking rotations. Then finish it off with the 50 caliber overpressured ammo. This build isn't about quick scoping or flashy clips. It's a precision tool for players who know how to control space and dictate range. For your secondary, equip the melee weapon of your choice. Personally, I like keeping things light with the cleaver, but any quick draw melee works here. Your tactical and lethal slots stay the same. Stim shot and Molotov cocktail. Here's where things get interesting. I've seen a million different Warzone perk combos, but this is what I run, and here's why. First, Survivor. This perk boosts your health regeneration speed, which is absolutely crucial in Warzone. Faster heals mean faster resets, and that gives you the edge in back-to-back engagements. For perk 2, I go with Tracker. It reveals enemy footsteps and outlines a last known position for your whole squad. It's perfect for chasing down runners, clearing buildings, or re-engaging after a chaotic fight where visual contact gets lost. And finally, Tempered. This reduces your armor refill from 3 plates to 2. That might sound small, but in a last-minute gunfight, saving even a second on plate animation can be the difference between clutching the win or getting wiped. Together, these 3 perks give you recovery, intel, and survivability, all without sacrificing mobility or tempo. For Loadout 2, it's a simple pivot because I just duplicate the long-range build, swap out the assault rifle, and plug in a submachine gun for fast, close-quarters engagements. I run the LC10 here, and I still prefer the narrow, low-clutter sight picture of the AccuSpot Ultra Hollow. Attachments: muzzle brake, G-Grip, extended mag 2, and of course recoil springs to keep that spray tight and responsive. This gives you a compact, high-speed SMG that's perfect for building clears, hot drops, and late circle scrambles. It also keeps loadout logic consistent, so you don't need to rethink your entire kit just because you're changing your approach. Let's bring it all together. We started this video by covering the best loadouts in Call of Duty and Warzone to help you close out Season 4 with confidence. Whether you're grinding multiplayer, locking down kill streaks, or making a late push in Warzone, everything we covered was designed to give you an edge right now while also preparing you for the shifting meta in Season 5. In multiplayer, we leaned into 2 core builds, the LC10 for smaller, close-range maps, and the Krig C for mid to long-range engagements on larger layouts. Each setup was tuned not just for raw stats, but for playability, mobility, recoil control, target tracking, and kill consistency. We rounded that out with high-efficiency gear, stim shot, Molotov, Warcry, and field upgrades like Trophy System and Sleeper Agent. Then we pivoted to Warzone, where playstyle determines your loadout more than anything else. For the long game, we built a balanced kit around the Krig C and the AMR Mod 4, giving you full map control with the ability to reset, rotate, and hold ground under pressure. For the aggressive player, we simply pivoted to the LC10, reusing most of the same structure, so you don't have to relearn a full loadout to change your tempo. Before you queue up your next match, take a few minutes to build or tweak your loadouts based on what we covered here. You'll notice the difference the next time you drop in: faster engagements, more consistent gunfights, and fewer losses to loadout gaps. And if this breakdown helped you in any Anyway, drop a like, sub to the channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss the Season 5 version when it drops. Got questions? Drop them in the comments, and if you've got your own tweaks or sleeper weapons that have been working for you, share those too. Until next time, lock in, load up, and I'll see you in the next one.